Hello, people. How are you doing? This is Dr. Doris. If you're meeting me for the first time, I am working as a general practitioner in Australia, and I am here to answer a very important question. If you feel, okay, what is the question I want to answer? Okay, I was asked to make a video concerning the total cost of relocation and other stuffs like that. Okay, I'm going to make this video streamlining if you want to relocate based on you got a job in the hospital, or if you want to relocate based on you got a job as a GP. If this is a video you feel you're interested in, hop on this video. Let's talk about it. Hello again there. My name is Dr. Doris. So I'll make this video very straightforward, but remember, everything that I am saying on this video is for information purposes. I just need you to do more research on whatever I have said. Like I always say, I don't know how to do the exquisite visuals in my videos. I'll get there, but just take the information and do your research about it. Okay, so now if you get job in the hospital as a either resident medical officer, senior resident medical officer, principal house officer, stuff like that, hospitals will offer you sponsorship. So they would apply for your for the sponsorship visa. Most hospitals will either give you the 482 or the training visa. So whichever is the case, you can bring in your dependents. So if you have dependents like husband, de facto partner, or kids, you can bring them along on that visa, and they will all be in the same category of work visa with you. Okay, so now after you've written your AMC1, as you guys all know, I have stated the cost of AMC1 in one of my other videos that I made. You can check the video out to see the cost of AMC1. If you've written your AMC1 and you've written your English exam and cleared it, and finally you got a job in the hospital, yay! Congratulations. Now, after the hospital have done your 482 visa, or if they decide to do the training visa for you, then you would then apply for your APRA registration. So APRA registration costs about 1,999, so almost 2,000 Australian dollars for your initial APRA registration, like for if you're going to apply for limited registration. So you keep that money aside. Now you can convert that to your local currency to see what it costs. Now after you do that one, immediately you remember for APRA you need to gather a lot of documents. I'm going to still make the videos on how to effectively gather your documents for APRA registration to avoid delays and unnecessary back and forth. Now after that is done, the next money you need to keep is the money for your visa. So guys, if you are applying for 482 visa, it depends on the one you're applying for. So if you're applying for the short-term stream, that's just about 1,000 plus. So I think it's about 1,005 or thereabout. I'm just making this video. When I will be editing this video, I would get the information on what the cost is and attach it so that you can have a look for your own information purposes. So that is for each applicant that is an adult. Then for children would be half of the cost. I think children is about 300 and something or $400 for any child less than 12 years old. Okay, so if you are traveling with a spouse and kids, you know that the cost will be significant. So if you just add what I've said, you would see what the cost is coming at already. Okay, so after you do that, next thing you have to do is to book your flight. So it depends on wherever you're coming from. I can't give you what exact flight ticket will be, but if you go online and check the from where you're coming from to Australia, you would see, because prices of the flight always changes. Okay, another important thing is that depending on the hospital you got job, some hospitals will offer you like an accommodation for 3 months, especially if you're coming from a foreign country, and they may give you some money for relocation allowance just to support your relocation. Some hospitals do that, but not all. So before you accept your contract, you need to ask them what support is available for relocation and stuff like that. Okay, so sometimes they may keep an accommodation for you already because they know that you're new. So if you just come in, you just go to the accommodation and stay there while you're still finding your bearing around the place that you are staying. Okay, now if you have got job as a GP, the first thing you need to know is that, like I said, you need a job to be able to book pesky. If you don't have a job, you can't just go online and book pesky. Pesky is clinic specific, so meaning that if you write a pesky under a clinic, you are going to work for that clinic, except something happens and you have to change, in which case you have to apply for pesky exemption or change in circumstances to APRA. Now, what am I trying to say? So if you've gotten a GP job and you're paying for pesky is 2,500 Australian dollars. Okay, now after you pass your pesky, the next thing would be still to do your APRA registration. So it's still about the same amount I said before for APRA, and you have to ask your practice if they can sponsor you, and if they do, once they lodge your own nomination for sponsorship, then you follow up to pay for your visa. It's the same amount that I have called for 482. And there's another visa called 491 or 494, which is the regional migration scheme. That is for GPs that are going to regional areas like from MMM 3 to 7. You can apply for that visa. It's like a 3 years visa, and after that 3 years you automatically get your PR. It comes with a Medicare card, but that visa is expensive. I'm going to look for the price and attach it to the editing of this video. I think it's almost about $5,000. So but that would be if you're applying alone or with a spouse or with children. The price also increases. It's quite significant. So when depending on the practice too, if they help you find accommodation, sometimes they do not want to pay for your accommodation, because practices are private. It's not like hospitals that are fully government funded. So if they do that and they just find your place, you will still pay for it. But the good thing is that if you're going to the regional area as a GP, you can apply through the Rural Doctors Network to get a relocation allowance, a relocation support. Okay, so now if you're going into a very regional area, depending on how regional it is, that is how your relocation amount would be. If you're going to a very regional area, you would get at least, depending anyway. So I'll put the relocation amount you get for going to one place to the other. I'll attach it to this video so that when you're going to regional, you would know how much you expect that the Rural Doctors Network would reimburse you. So you can apply to the Rural Doctors Network for relocation support as a GP, and they give you that, and it will go a long way supporting in terms of at least paying your rent and your bond, and also probably if you're coming from back home, maybe support your flight ticket, because you only need a one-way ticket. If you're coming with a work visa, you don't need a return ticket. So so that is it for the cost, guys. Don't worry about the money. It is worth it. Once you're able to come in here, you will find out that it's really worth it. In terms of finances, it is very financially rewarding, and you get more experience. You get to work with very high class of specialists, as well as your fellow colleagues at the same level. See people from different cultural backgrounds. And it's also quite fun. It's interesting. So I hope I've been able to inform you in my video. Thank you so much for hanging in. If you're still here, please do give my video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.